What's up, fam? Guys, good morning. Fair warning, this is me kind of releasing again. So if that's not what you want to hear, guys, hey, please keep on scrolling. But, I need to talk, right? And like I said, what's going on in the family and friends, sector of my life is just really, really not there. All right. So I don't feel comfortable actually talking to anybody. Being that my friends have been in my life so long, we all have been through this. And what we typically do is surround each other during this time because we don't want each other um, minds going crazy, because you sit there and you think about things a lot when you're going through things, and you need to keep your mind busy. And that's typically what we did for each other. Of course, I heard from one time, and the other one just kind of not talking about it, right? So, and not coming around at all. So, neither one of them. Like I said, she got to the family, so um, can't talk to them. But one thing I do want to say, guys, and this gonna sound bad to those who actually have made mistakes in the past. Um, if you find out that people have a certain way of being in their past, a lifestyle, um, take that as a warning. All right. Can you be in the wrong place at the wrong time? You can. But when that's not the case, guys, when somebody made decisions to do certain things, and it kind of just show you that what they're capable of doing, right? So and that's kind of where I'm at. So I got to take the blame for that because I knew um, certain things, and still not gonna talk about them, but yet and now it's biting me, right? Um, so I listened to all what y'all had to say. You know, I prayed over the situation. I prayed for my family. I prayed for her, and um, and I wanted some clarity. I prayed for some clarity because the way my mind works, I need to find out why. I need to find out what is causing certain things, and that's even with other people's behaviors. I need to know because my mind is just curious like that, and I know some people could just let things just be whatever it is and not even remotely care about how and why all this stuff happened. But I'm not that kind of person, right? So I'm somebody I need to know, and I can always come up with a reason eventually. Um, Usually when something blindsides me, it's because um, somebody purposefully did it. You know, it's not something that just somebody was just doing and it just happened to affect me in a bad way. No, they had a asserted effort to try to do that. So, um, so I found out that um, those times I told you where she just go out of town and just stay and then come back whenever she feel like it, it was all for a reason. She wanted me to fight with her, and she wanted it to be a reason for her to leave. Well, it never actually panned out for her because I would never fight with her. But um, what I did find out is that she would go, she would come back, and then she would engage me while recording, hoping that I will fight with her. And of course, I wouldn't. So, what she decided to do yesterday, first, let's go back. I did the prayers, and I prayed for her. I prayed over all that. Then I talked to my attorney again, and I told him how I felt about what she was doing. Okay, so this is what she's actively doing and why she did what she did as far as blocking me. She is raping the company from the inside. So she planned on making something new, taking our customer base, taking our product line, and turning it into something else for her only, which will leave our company, done. Well, blocking me was a way for her to do that without me seeing her do it, and then making all our followers into hers, because the only people they're going to see is her. Now, she didn't account for me coming on here and telling my story. For one, I wouldn't have nobody to tell it to. She got our 2 million followers. And, so I put content, when I was able to sneak in there, I put like the lemon video over there. She just took it down. She don't want them to see me. Even though my name is still there, my picture is still there, she don't want me to be a part of the channel. So she want our customers just to be hers. She is taking our products from our website and creating another line, another name with the same products. When the judge make her give up half of Black's Tropical, she gonna get half of nothing, and she gonna get a whole nother website with all our customers and all our products. Yeah. So I found all that out, and I told my attorney, and they went and got a court order. Of course, when she got served with the court order, she wasn't happy at all. She was pissed off because all the stuff that she was doing, she now got to stop, or she gonna get in trouble. And she gonna get in trouble because I know she's not gonna stop. So she started texting and calling me, being mad and pissed off at the fact that I'm stopping her from stealing our company. So, she was just going in. Then I come home from the gym. She has parked her vehicle back in the yard. So that's her giving the vehicle back. I don't know why. The court order clearly says I can't do nothing with it. So my only thinking is that since she bought the vehicle back to me, she gonna want to say that she need to buy her a vehicle, and she gonna use the business money or the marital money to do it. Well, we got 2 vehicles that's not paid for, and you bought this one back. A constant scheming, guys, is so weird. I'm gonna still have to pay for both of these vehicles, whether she got it or not. I can't sell it, can't give it back, can't do nothing with it because the court order permits it, forbids it. But it also forbids her going out and spending money like that. So I'm thinking that's her mindset, is I need a vehicle so I could take this money and go and buy one. No. Because you could have just kept that vehicle, and whenever we finished in court, you could have got it transferred over to your name. It still belongs to you. It's marital property. We're still married. So that's the whole thing. So, okay, that's one thing. So then, after doing a whole bunch of hate talking and all the stuff here, I said to myself, I would feel so bad if she's actually going through a mental break, and I'm not there for her. I know I can't safely do it because, the kind of accusations that she's capable of making towards me that will get me in trouble. I'm worried. I'm actually concerned because some of the conversations we had, prior to her leaving didn't make any sense. It was a bunch of ranting about nothing, saying things that wasn't true, and all this stuff here. Well, yesterday I found out why. So she'll go out of town for all these days and just come back whenever she feel like it, and then she'll engage me and try to make me to be the reason why she decided to go and do all this stuff. Well, she was recording the whole time. When I tell you God is on my side, it's because, how bad could that have been? If I decided to do all the arguing and fighting with her that were what normal couples will do, I would have looked like a total monster. Never mind that she was doing it on purpose. Now, even though she was recording, because she sent me the recordings, and I want to play them, and I want everybody to hear them. Even though she sent me the recordings, once you know the kind of person she is, it sounds really bad for her. And I think she think it sounds bad for me. You'll hear her making all kind of accusations that's not true, telling me I said something that I didn't say, and me like, what are you talking about? You sound crazy. Like, what's wrong with you? I ain't never said that. Throughout all the videos. And now it's clear that ain't nothing wrong with her. It was just an orchestrated plan to try to leave and make me be the problem for her leaving. And it's super weird, guys. I'm telling you, I'm sitting there listening to it. But the thing is about it, I remember being so aggravated doing each one of those conversations because she was making accusations towards me that wasn't true. But she was saying it like I didn't even know the truth. Like, why would you say that stuff, to me, tell me I said something that I know I ain't said? Why you gonna say I did something that I know I ain't did? And then as soon as I start saying something to make her sound a certain way, she just butt in and cut me off and block out what I'm saying. Had no clue why she was doing that. But now it's evident that because she was recording, she didn't want me to say nothing that was going to actually make her look bad. I'm like, you went out of town and just snuck out of town and just came back whenever you felt like it, and because I needed a break, I need to get away from you. And then I don't need to go see my mama. And I said, well, you ain't been with your mama the whole time. Yes, I was. I said, no, you wasn't. She said, what? Well, I've been with her this day, and then I went over here to this person's house that day, and I went to that person that day. And, it sounds absolutely retarded, whenever you listen to it and actually realize what it is she's trying to do. Now, me, it just sounded like an incoherent, argument that somebody that was overly emotional or losing their mind was having, because you saying things that is absolutely not true. And now I know why, because she wanted some good recordings that she could possibly use in the future to justify her thing. Her first recording was in August, guys. So she's been working on this thing since August. So to those of you who were saying that we should work on something, when somebody already planning before you even have a clue on how to get over on you, understand whenever somebody is actually working you and you don't know they're working you and you just living normal, they got a purpose and you just living. It is so weird. It's so weird because my thing is, all you had to do is leave. But you want to leave, you want to destroy, and you want to take everything at the same time. How? I don't know. I'm gonna tell you guys that bothered me because I remember these conversations so clearly, and I'm like, why are you doing this? You could hear in the video literally, like, I'm like, why? Why are you saying this? Why are you doing this? Like, this don't make no sense. Arguments, about, sex. Like, hold up. Like, I'm asking, I'm like, so you don't want to have sex? I mean, we ain't even intimate or touching like that. And she'll say something like, I don't like sex with you. Now, imagine you being married to somebody, or you being in a relationship with somebody that you love, that you're doing, life with, and for the very first time, out of nowhere, they throw that at you. Now, grant you, never said it, never act like it, never nothing. Of course, eventually she just, sex just wasn't there, but it became not important. I'm like, whatever, okay, we'll just not have sex like that. If I go to her and try to have sex, generally she'll just allow me to have it. No effort, no nothing. All right. But in this one, she said that she just didn't enjoy sex with me. And I heard that for the very first time. Now, grant you guys, that crushed me. Because, and now I know she was only saying that because she was recording at the time that she said it. Imagine the kind of person or how somebody got to feel about you. And this over a period of time, guys. Like, we've been to Alabama together. We went to Virginia together. We've been doing all these things. We've been doing products. We've been doing lives. We've been in the house together. We've been all in between there. She's been doing this. And she was waiting for the perfect opportunity to be able to either put me in prison or jail and take everything we work for the whole time. Now, if God wasn't good to me, he would have allowed me to react really poorly at one of those things where she could have used it and got me locked up. Now she filing for divorce for domestic violence, and then taking away everything that we got, and she don't have to share because we won't be able to have contact with each other. That way she can have the company free and clear because we can't work the company together. But now that I have got a court order and she's really mad at whatever she's doing, she got to stop doing. She's showing her hand, which is in a way clearing my mind because I know it's badness, not just an illness. It's not menopause. It's not that she's losing her mind. She is absolutely scheming. And that means a lot because now you know exactly what it is you're dealing with. Now, grant you guys, she had no clue. I will come on here and I will talk to y'all and I will let it be out there. And even if I would have, who was going to hear me? She took my channels. By the grace of God, I was able to get some ears. you know. And I thank all of y'all for actually coming over and actually listening. Like, I don't care how you feel about it, I still need to talk about it, and I need other people to hear it. So when you hate my trolls, like, I got them to think. The fact that they come over here and even bash and talk noise and say all the weirdest things in the world, make all these crazy accusations. I couldn't get y'all. I couldn't get the people who actually are hearing this and actually learning from it. People who are actually, you know, connecting it with their own personal lives. The people who are giving me amazing information on how to get through it, which tells me that I got more amazing people out there that actually care about other people that I can now, connect with. That is amazing. You know, like, people are generally feeling for me because this stuff goes on. Now, I just happen to be of social media, so I have somewhat of a voice. And even though my voice has been muffled because of my voice was over 2 million, and now it is what it is now, you know, I mean, having one at all means everything, because she absolutely could pull this off without voice. She can pull this off if I was not able to have a voice. And I absolutely will let everybody know. I will tell everybody, because nobody else deserved to be a victim. Nobody. And yeah, I'm calling myself a victim because I've been planned on, scammed on, schemed on, and I have no doubt if she was able to put me in jail, she would. And this coming from nothing. This coming from me not doing nothing. I'm listening to the recordings, and she talking about, oh, I can't take it no more. I can't do, I can't. But nothing happened. So I'm sitting here listening, like, why are you tripping? Like, why are you talking about you can't take something no more, and I need a break, and I got to get away? From what? What happened? Like, but it was being recorded, so therefore it make it sound like we were having some kind of problems that we wasn't having. So, to me, that's super weird, and disgusting. You know, I know y'all don't know our background as much, but yeah, I met Sherry. Um, she she lived in an apartment on her own. Um, she had a back injury, and her apartment was upstairs, downstairs, and I ended up having to take her to the hospital one day because she had threw her back out. Well, I talked to her mom. And I told her mom, I said, I'm gonna move her out of here. I had my own apartment elsewhere, and I'm like, I'm gonna move her out of here. So we got in the process of looking for a place. I found this house. I bought this house, and I moved her in it. We later got married, and I've been, taking care of her ever since. Um, Now, to those of you who do not know, we haven't we I said one. I remember listening to the video back, and it do sound like I said 18 years. 8 years. I think we've been married for 6. You know, and the whole time, me and Sherry, this business, it's not even been making money a whole year. So all this time in between, from 5 years, on forth to about a year ago, the money that was required for us to do what we were doing was coming from me driving the truck. This is super weird how this thing is going in and out like this. I'm not doing it. It's a setting that I got on this camera, so yeah, don't blame me. So don't mix up the think that we've been doing this and making money all this time. Um, the website is only about a year old, and it only been doing good enough for probably about 8 months. And social media has picked up to the point where it actually is paying us some too, and altogether, it's a pretty good living, right? So it's not even been a year, and as soon as the money has been getting there, um, it looked like my wife was trying to plan a way to take it. So, which is super sad, guy. Because you think about all the stuff that's required from the beginning to that year ago for us to actually live was being supplied by me. At one point during COVID or the big C word, whatever, um, we did get money for taking care of somebody that was living in the home with us. But that's because we decided to take them from the old folks' home and bring them home with us. And the family said, well, we'll just give you some money for doing that. And that helped us out because COVID was a little slow. But, that lasts for about a year. And then after that, scratched and scrambled with the money that we had coming in off the truck. All the trips, all the plants, all the fertilizers, all the food for the animals, all that stuff was supplied by the money coming from the truck. And, Sherry just was responsible for keeping the house, right? Well, um, she no longer, after the money started coming in, felt like she needed to be responsible for anything. And of course, she stopped doing that. You'll hear in the recordings. I'm going to release them eventually. I don't know why she sent them to me because I am going to send them. I don't have anything to hide, guys. I am just as surface level as you can possibly get. You see it. This is what you get. This is it. Like I don't care. You know, um, there was a video, one of the audios where she had me talking really loud. So she had me amped up. It was, and the reason why she did it is because she kept lying and telling me I said something that I didn't, and then arguing points that didn't matter. And then when I start talking, then she just talk over me so that I can't talk. Because I'm saying something that's not going towards her narrative, and and I'm like, wow, she had me really, really riled up. You know, like why in the world? But yet now, when you know what she was trying to do, she's trying to get me out of character. She's trying to get me to admit to some lies that she made up to make me look bad, so she can actually have a reason to do the stuff that she was planning on doing all along. Which is crazy. And the thing is, guys, anybody who ever been in a relationship knows that there's ups and downs, there's love, but there's nothing. It's like it'll come and it'll go. Sometimes it's just, a little back and forth, and then, y'all get over it and it's done. Like, and that's was the way I looked at it, you know. And you'll hear me say that, you just come and go as you want now, and I don't even bother you. So what are you so upset about? Like, why you feel like you can't take? What you can't take? You doing whatever you want to do, whenever you want to do it, however you want to do it. But why are you saying you can't take it no more? But now I know it was because she was recording and she was trying to put a narrative for the people who had no idea of what's going on. Like, so if she looked like this sweet, innocent person and I look like the big bad wolf, and then she can make me sound like the big bad wolf by a recording she got, it was going to work to her narrative. But like I said, she didn't expect for me to do this. I am 100% unapologetic about who I am. I am who I am. And I don't feel a need to lie to you about who I am. You know, it's, yeah, I put the sexual stuff out and everything that she sent me. You know, I don't care. You know, when it comes to that kind of stuff. You know, I want it to be true because I'm gonna be who I am, and if it's true, then whatever come with me being who I am and it being true, it comes with. But I'm not ashamed of nothing I do. So I don't know what she thought she was gonna do by sending me the audio, like it was gonna do something, to hurt me. I'm sure you gonna be more bothered by it, but than I will, because to me you sound way worse than I do. Like it's real evident to anybody who knows people who are scammers and schemers and know that you was the one recording at that time and you knew you was recording and I didn't. Yeah. You look really bad because even though you was recording and you knew it, you still came off bad. To me, that's what it sounded like. It sounded like you came off bad. So I don't know what was the point of you actually sending me those recordings, but I got them now, so they're mine. But yeah, I needed to talk about that, guys, because coming from a place of caring, I'm like, are you okay? Are you okay? I hope somebody around you is paying attention to you because I'm like, something got to be wrong, but it's not wrong. She just trying to get over, and that's weird. You know, I told her in that same message, I said, I hope we can still work together. You know, she like, I ain't working with you. I'm gonna do my own thing, and whatever. I'm just like, okay, like, and stop talking about me, or I'm gonna sue you. I said, you know, people talk about people all the time. I said, you got to find something that I lied on you about. Like, what I do, what did I say that was a lie? She can't say because I ain't say nothing that was a lie. And all I did is talk about my experience, what happened with me. You know, this is my experience. That's not me talking about your experience. I'm talking about my experience with you. And so if I'm involved, I could tell you how I saw things and what happened, and I'm not, these people talking about, oh, you bashing, talking about somebody and what they did is not bashing them if it's true. All I'm doing is recalling some situations and talking about them. If it sounds bad, that's not me bashing. If it sounds bad to you, it's probably because it's bad, not because I'm making it bad. If you do something in the dark and I tell people what you did in the dark, that's not bashing you. Now, if I make up something to try to make you look a certain way, then okay. But I can definitely approve anything that I said on any of these videos, guys. If we go to court because she sued me, I can prove everything I said. Like I said, y'all not listening to the words that I'm saying. Like, y'all are not listening to them. Like, it's not me just calling her names like she called me. When you call me a narcissist or you call me controlling and all the stuff here and abusive, you can't prove near one of those. There's nothing in my life that tell you I'm any one of those. So you can be sued because that's you trying to make me out to be something that I'm not. Nothing I said, not one single word I said was a mischaracterization of who you are and what you done. I didn't call you no names. All I did is repeat what happened, what you said, what was going on. It's not a defamation case, guys. You can't sue me for that. You can sue me, but you can't win. And then I'm just gonna sue you back, and then it's gonna go back and forth, whatever, how you want to do it. But I know enough about that that, you know, I know you don't have a case, and I do. So, you know, it is what it is. So, guys, I just want to come in. I had to rant. I did. I really had to rant about that one. That one was like, oh, horrible. So, I appreciate y'all. Till the next time.